News Express. Tinubu rallies governors to performance, lures North with slots. And in business, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission faults Enugu Commission on price fixing. On the foreign scene, Thailand urges bilateral talks with Cambodia open to regional mediation. And in sports, Tinubu approves full allowances, bonuses for Super Falcons ahead of WAFCON final. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global TV. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. Now a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channels 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news in full. President Bola Tinubu has called on all Progressive Congress governors to focus more on grassroots engagement to meet the expectations of Nigerians. The president made the call at the 14th National Executive Committee NEC meeting of All Progressive Congress in Abuja, stressing the need for increased community engagement and greater responsiveness to citizens' concerns. Over now to Kike Lomo Okere for details.
Speaking at the National Executive Committee meeting of the All Progressive Congress, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu emphasized that the party's strength lies in expanding its ranks and encouraged the new national chairman to establish a national working committee which members will visit states, ensuring that all new members are seamlessly registered and integrated. The president thanked the former national chairman of the APC, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, for his contribution to the development and ideology's clarity.
Wobbling, confused, is today stabilized, and we are making progress. One of our ardent critics at the earlier part of this administration reported the stride in the revenue, 43% achievement by now.
The president further urged the governors to work collectively to leave behind a lasting legacy, including a building party secretariat in Abuja. President Tinubu welcomed new entrants into the APC, including Governor Umar Eno of Akwa Ibom State, Governor Sharif Oborivori of Delta State, and other key political figures.
I'm proud to say that the team is working. And for you, you've done so much for our party, encouraging and supporting us. With peace, stability, we will do more. The administration's commitment to renew the hope of Nigerians is clear.
In his acceptance speech, Professor Natere Yurada, the new national chairman of the APC, pledged to work diligently to build the party into a strong and respected political institution.
I do not take this mandate for granted. I want to accept it with gratitude and with my full heart and full mind to work together with you to build the party, knowing that all of us here are the mechanics of the party, and the party is our vehicle, and we will fix it and move it to our destination of choice.
Professor Yurada, who will step down from his role as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, called for support and cooperation of all party members. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Meanwhile, the immediate past national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, APC, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, has congratulated Professor Netawe Yelwata on his emergence as the new national chairman of the party. In a statement he signed, Dr. Ganduje described the emergence of Professor Yelwata as strategic, noting that it comes at a critical period in the life of the party. Ganduje also tasked the new national chairman to build on the solid foundations and legacies he laid during his tenure, just as he himself had built on the efforts efforts and achievements of its own predecessor, while also using the opportunity to commend the APC National Executive Committee, NEC, and other organs of the party for ensuring a transparent and consensus-driven process that led to the emergence of Professor Yelwada. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has scheduled its national convention for Saturday, November 15th to Sunday, November 16th, 2025 in Ibadan, Oyo State. This was part of resolutions reached at the National Executive Committee NEC meeting held in Abuja. The NEC mandated the acting national chairman, Ambassador Umar Damagun, and the national secretary, Senator Samuel Anyong, to officially write to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to notify it of the planned convention. Over now to our correspondent, Ubong Usoro's report. We apologize. That report will be brought in our subsequent bulletin. The Senate has adjourned plenary to September 23, 2025, marking the end of the current legislative year, with a directive to all committees to conclude work on pending reports ahead of resumption. Topsy Gimba has details.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, made the announcement after a closed-door executive session that lasted for over an hour. He charged all standing and ad hoc committees to make effective use of two-month break to finalize their assignments in order to ease legislative consideration and adoption upon resumption. In his earlier remarks, Senator Akpabio also encouraged lawmakers to use the recess period to inspect road construction projects in their constituencies and across the country.
The suspension is just plenary sittings. All ad hoc committees should continue to work. All necessary committees, Diaspora Committee, Committee on Reparation, Committee on Interior, and others. This is the best time for you to undertake visits to prisons and all that. Do all your reports and make them available as soon as we come back. We'll have a special day to consider all reports. And then all the other committees, reports extended to you, you must also make sure that those reports are ready for Senate scrutiny when plenary commences. You are moving from plenary for the next few weeks, but you are not stopping your legislative functions.
Meanwhile, senators are expected to travel to Jos Plateau State on Friday to attend the burial of the wife of their colleague, Senator Dicket Plan, representing Plateau Central.
Tomorrow, we will all converge at Jos to bid the wife of our colleague, the Civil Senator Dicket Plan, Mrs. Plan, farewell as she goes back to her Creator. May her soul once again rest in perfect peace.
The long recess is an annual break for countries practicing democracy around the world, which by its annual calendar ends in June of every legislative year. Topsy Gimba, reporting for Global Television News.
The Nigeria Senate has refuted recent social media claims that the Constitution Review Committee proposed creating 12 new states in Nigeria. Senator Abdul Ningi, representing Bauchi Central, dismissed the report as false during the plenary under Order 42, clarifying that the committee has neither received any zoning review report nor deliberated on state creation bills. Topsy Gimba has the rest of the story.
Is fake, is toxic, and is an irresponsible media outlet. So it is important, Mr. President, to take this matter to Nigerians that the Senate has not, for now, sat on any committee's report from the zonal levels. The main committee is yet to even be received.
The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, also expressed concern about the spread of such misinformation, highlighting it.
The Federal Republic of Nigeria has not even concluded the processes of getting a final report for deliberation on constitutional amendment, and therefore no single state, proposed or otherwise, has been created. And even if that were to be the case, it will involve all the houses or assemblies in the country, and we must get their 2/3 concurrence before anything can come back to us.
Further clarifications emphasized that the ongoing constitutional review involves public hearings across Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones, gathering suggestions, including requests for new states and local government areas, but no formal decisions or approvals have been made by the Senate or its committee. Topsy Gimba, reporting for Global Television News.
The House of Representatives has expressed its determination to ensure timely and accessible justice delivery in the Federal Capital Territory. This comes as lawmakers had a public hearing on 2 key bills aimed at strengthening the judiciary and expanding access to justice for residents. National Assembly correspondent Anete Patrick reports.
The call for a more efficient justice system in the nation's capital echoed at the National Assembly complex in Abuja. Chairman House Committee on FCT Judiciary, Honorable Adamu Gamawa, says the House is determined to make justice delivery faster, more efficient and accessible to all residents of the FCT, regardless of social class. The first bill seeks a constitutional amendment to increase the number of judges in the FCT, while the second proposes the establishment of lower courts with jurisdiction over both civil and criminal matters.
Well, there are 2 bills actually. One is to increase the number of judges in the FCT to at least no less than 100. We all know that the federal capital is expanding every day. People are coming in. Wherever you have so many people, you expect to have some disputes. So the burden of the cases on the present number of judges is very, very cumbersome.
Speaker of the House, Honorable Tajin Abbas, represented by the Deputy Minority Leader, Honorable Aliu Madaki, reaffirmed the House commitments to judicial reforms and the rule of law.
Is a direct exercise of that constitutional mandate. It affirms our commitment to check and balances, good governance and the rule of law.
Also speaking at the hearing, President of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe, declared the NBA's full support for the bills, but called for reforms in customary law practices, including the removal of Section 16 of the existing provisions.
Take the cognizance of the fact that Section 15, I think, has earlier made provision that it can apply principles of common law and equity. And then also now saying it should also apply principles of common law that may create a problem. And to avoid conflict of jurisdiction, as that would also implicitly suggest that since it can apply principles of common law, then it can adjudicate on common law issues.
The House says the public hearing provides an opportunity for stakeholders to exchange ideas and fine-tune the proposed legislations to achieve effective judicial reforms. Anete Patrick, Global Television News.
Governor Hope Uzodinma has observed that lasting peace and security in Imo State border communities are key to driving the state's socio-economic development. The governor stated this while inaugurating the new Imo State Boundary Committee, which is expected to strengthen boundary management and promote peaceful coexistence among communities. Our correspondent, Amarachi Ibe, tells us more.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma emphasized that effective boundary administration is crucial for resolving disputes and preventing conflicts. He called on the committee to carry out its duties with dedication and transparency.
And charge this committee to be diligent and do whatever it will take to return peace in the disagreeing communities in Imo State and in handling all boundary issues in Imo State, so that Imo State will have peace, bring prosperity, and the enabling environment that will guarantee the realization of our aspirations as a government.
In her response, the chairman of the committee, who is also the deputy governor, Chinyere Komaru, pledged to work with the stakeholders to peacefully resolve boundary issues and strengthen unity across the state.
We work hard to perform the duties for which we are being inaugurated today, ultimately adding value to your administration and bringing happiness to the great people of Imo State, which is your heart's desire.
The committee is expected to help maintain peace, build stronger community relations, and promote good governance throughout the state. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
Emir of Gusau in Zamfara State, Ibrahim Bello, has died at the age of 71 after battling a long-term illness. He passed away on Friday in Abuja. The news of his death was confirmed by Suleiman Idris, spokesperson to Zamfara State Governor Daudau Lawal. In an official statement, Governor Lawal mourned the loss, describing the late Emir as a dependable monarch who worked tirelessly for the peace and progress of Zamfara State. You are watching the live broadcast of News Express. When News Express returns, Tinubu approves full allowances, bonuses for Super Falcons ahead of Waffle Final. Details coming shortly, plus business and foreign stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Express on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the federal government has announced plans to launch a new funding initiative, the STEM Up Grant, in August 2025, which will provide up to 50 million naira to startup capital to each selected undergraduate innovator in science and technology disciplines. This disclosure was made by Dr. Maruf Tunji Alausa, the Honorable Minister of Education, via a statement released on his official X account. The initiative is scheduled to be formally unveiled on Wednesday, August 28, 2025, and will target full-time undergraduate students in Nigerian tertiary institutions studying science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medical science, STEM, specifically those in their 300 level and above. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, has declared that state governments and their regulatory agencies lack the authority to unilaterally reduce electricity tariffs from power supplied from the national grid. The Commission made its position known in a public notice titled Application of Multiple Tariff Regimes in Nigerian Electricity Supply Industry. Now, the public notice comes on the heels of the controversy over the Enugu Electricity Regulatory Commission EERC reduction of tariff for the Band A customers in its franchise area from 209 naira per kilowatt per hour to 160 naira per kilowatt per hour. The Naira 11 has recorded its first appreciation against the dollar this week across the official empowered foreign exchange market. The Central Bank of Nigeria's foreign exchange data showed that the value of the Naira stood at 1,534.79 Naira per dollar, up from 1,535.62 Naira traded last week. Now, this means the Naira gained 0.83 marginally against the dollar on a day-to-day basis. On the foreign scene now, France defended its decision to recognize Palestinian statehood amid domestic and international criticism, including against the charge that the move plays into the hands of militant group Hamas. President Emmanuel Macron that his country would formally recognize a Palestinian state during a United Nations meeting in September, the most powerful European nation to announce such a move. Macron's announcement drew condemnation from Israel, which said it's reward terror, while United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio called it reckless and said it only serves Hamas propaganda. Iranian diplomats are meeting their counterparts from Germany, the United Kingdom, and France for renewed nuclear talks, amid warnings that the three European powers could trigger snapback United Nations sanctions outlined under a previous 2015 deal. The meeting, which is underway in Turkey's Istanbul, is the first since Israel's mid-June attack on Iran, which led to an intensive 12-day conflict with the United States militarily intervening on Israel's behalf and attacking key Iranian nuclear sites. Israel's offensive, which killed top commanders, nuclear scientists, and hundreds of civilians as residential areas were struck, as well also derailed United States-Iran nuclear talks that began in April. Thailand has called for a peaceful resolution to deadly border fighting with Cambodia, saying it prefers to settle the matter through bilateral dialogue while leaving the door open to potential involvement from the Association of Southeast Asian Nations if necessary. Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesman Nakonaje Bakukure said that the situation on the ground had improved slightly, although clashes had resulted in casualties. Nakonaje said Thailand has tried to reach out to the Cambodian government in the hopes of easing tensions. In sports now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the full payment for allowances and match bonuses for the Super Falcons ahead of their final match against Morocco in the 2025 Women's African Cup of Nations WAFCON. The chairman of the National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, made the announcement while speaking with reporters in Abuja, stating that confirmed that all entitlements up to and including the final on July 26 have been dispersed for immediate payment to players, coaches and officials. Diko described the gesture as policy in motion and a demonstration of a renewed commitment to Nigerian athletes under Tinubu's leadership. In a bold step to revive grassroots sports, the House of Representatives has launched a nationwide distribution of sporting kits across Nigeria's 360 federal constituencies. The House Committee on Sports, in collaboration with the National Sports Commission, say it is designed to promote youth participation in sports and facilitate talent discovery. Over now to Anete Patrick's report.
At the flag-off ceremony in Abuja, Speaker Abbas Tajuddin commended the House Committee on Sports for the initiative, describing it as a shift from underutilized projects to meaningful youth empowerment. He stressed the importance of grassroots sports in reclaiming Nigerians' lost sporting glory on the global stage.
Let's go back to the basics. Let's go back to the grassroots. Let's go back to competitions at the grassroots level.
The committee chairman, Honorable Kabiru Amadu, said the initiative is aimed at increasing youth participation and discovering local talent, with every constituency set to benefit. He added that the next phase will focus on constructing mini stadiums nationwide to provide long-term infrastructure for sports development.
It is our vision to create a sustainable sport ecosystem that starts the grassroots level, provides opportunities for talent discovery, and ensures that every child, regardless of their background, has access to training, mentorship, and facilities.
We have to make it sustainable. It has to be annual. It has to be sustainable. There is no any project that will reach the grassroots across the country as quickly as possible as what we are trying to do today.
Gradually now, Nigeria has become the center. It's becoming gradually a tourist center for sports. We've been hosting international events. Karate is about to start again. But that will only work if NIS is back to life.
One of the major problems we have as far as sport is concerned is not the absence of skills. It is the absence of the facilities and infrastructure.
The distributed kits include football boots, jerseys, and training gear, marking what lawmakers call a strategic investment in Nigerian sporting future. Anete Patrick, Global Television News.
Power, pride and perseverance are on full display in Abuja as the 14th African Arm Wrestling Championship and the 7th Para Arm Wrestling Championship have brought together 400 athletes from 20 African countries, turning Nigeria's capital into the battleground for Africans' fiercest grip on glory. President of the African Arm Wrestling Federation, Charles Ose Asibe, says the event marks a new milestone for the sport's development in Africa. Samuel Odi completes the report.
The two sporting activities are organized by Nigerian Arm Wrestling Federation in collaboration with African Arm Wrestling Federation. President of African Arm Wrestling Federation, Charles Ose Asibe, and the President of Nigerian Arm Wrestling Federation, Engineer Samuel Jackson, explained that the championship not only promotes the sport's growing popularity on the continent, but also highlights Nigerians' capacity to host high-caliber sporting events. They both commended the organizers and the turnout, citing that event marks a new milestone for the sports development in Africa.
It's a work in progress. What is at stake? Nigeria to stamp its authority as a powerhouse of arm wrestling in Africa.
And welcome to the briefing to show what we plan to do and what we've done and what we need to improve on.
President of African Arm Wrestling Federation Charles Osigbe further called on journalists to do more in line with promotion and advise athletes to stay away from unlawful use of drugs to avoid disqualification in the championship, as that could be a barrier to qualify for Olympics and the All-African Games in Egypt come 2027.
What you offer them, if they perform well, what you offer them can take them to the next level. So please, let's change the orientation. It's not about how much you get, but it is about how much will be in it for you after you have performed.
President, Arm Wrestling Federation of Africa. Chairman, Local Organizing Committee, Honorable Ade Adeyinka, said the championship is a platform for recognition, inclusion, and a stepping stone to global tournaments such as World Arm Wrestling Championship later this year.
The championship is more than just a tournament. It is a celebration of African strength, unity, and youth excellence. As the athletes and officials arrive in Abuja, I am confident that this event will be a historic and high-energy showdown, with participants battling for the continental glory and crucial qualification spots.
The tournament continues throughout the week, with fans and officials praising the electric atmosphere, tight matchups, and camaraderie that only sport can inspire. Samuel Odi for Global Television News.
And that's it. News Express. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.